Hello, this is Ellen. Marley doesn't know I'm here. We had talked about recording a different episode or using some old footage to make an episode today, and I am unilaterally overruling that because something has come up and because I have something very exciting to show you if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify. Wink, wink. Or you can always go and look if you are listening only right now. Don't stop your car to look at the screen. But I have something very exciting. It's Marley's book. It's out in the wild. You can buy it. It was launched last week at Sea Otter on April 15th. And I have to say, it is a delight. It is kid approved. My kid has already read it. My kid has already read it. I just casually set it on our table in the kitchen where we eat breakfast. And he saw it and immediately wanted to read it. So he was very curious, loved the characters. He loved what it had to say, especially because we are a pro ice cream family. And there is a whole page dedicated to getting ice cream. Not to give too much away, because I do hope that you buy it and go read it. But I just wanted to show you some of the sweet illustrations. Can you see? I don't even know if I'm allowed to be doing this. So Marley will have to tell me. But then there was one other thing I want to show you. Look, sweet Daisy May made a little appearance. That's one of my favorite pages. But the other thing, it introduces a lot of stuff that I can talk to my kid about beyond just it being biking. There's a theme on persevering. There's a little bit to do with doing what brings you joy. There's friendship. There's camaraderie. There's compromise. There's showing people grace. There's just wonderful things. So if you haven't already, even though we've been talking to you about it for weeks now, please consider going to buy it or ask your library to buy a copy so that you can read it. But this does bring me to the second thing that I'm here to talk to you about, which has come up in the last week, at least has come onto my radar in the last week. Today, the day that this episode is being released, is April 21st, and it is a day of national action for bike infrastructure. And if this is news to you, that is not surprising to me. What's going on is that the League of American Cyclists and the Washington Area Bike Association are organizing cyclists across the country today in response to threats that the federal government is going to remove a bike lane from 15th Street in Washington, D.C. Marley actually talked a little bit about this when she was at Bike Summit. She led a protest ride along the 15th Street bike lane. This bike lane is used by thousands of cyclists, and they have the numbers behind how much safer it makes the roads. In fact, it's improved safety by reducing all roadway crashes by 46%. Not exactly something that the current administration would care to admit, though, because the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, has said that the federal government just shouldn't be funding bike lanes. And in fact, top members of Congress who are writing the next transportation bill have said that the next 5 years of federal funding won't include biking and walking projects. Literally saying we need to have more room for cars and we need to prioritize cars and not prioritize cycling and walking as parts of transportation, which we all know not actually acceptable. The other thing, though, is that this administration is pretty unprecedented. We don't actually understand what they would do. And this is one of our opportunities to push back and say, well, whatever you are going to do, we are not going to be quiet about it. So even though that is happening in Washington, D.C., it likely will affect you wherever it is that you are listening across the country. Lots of infrastructure projects in some way or some form are funded by the federal government, whether that's through the transportation department, whether that is through other grants for safer communities, if it's a grant that was awarded to your state that then trickled down into your city. There's lots of ways that this is all intertwined, and it's proven that safe infrastructure is safe for every road user, not just the cyclists and not just the pedestrians. So we're really in the industry seeing this as a canary in a coal mine. This is something where we will see exactly how far the administration will take this. And if we don't push back, they'll see that action as well. So even though it's in DC, and I'm probably, for the moment, not going to ride the 15th Street bike lane, it could affect the bike lanes and the trail systems and any other Vision Zero project or infrastructure that might be happening in my city. And this is where it all intersects with All Bodies on Bikes, because we built our brand on being inclusive to all of the riders. And getting someone to start cycling means they need to feel comfortable doing it. Comfort comes from safety and feeling like you are not going to get run over by a giant truck while you're on your bike for the first time, perhaps in years. For my work with family cycling, I almost exclusively use protected cycling infrastructure and trail systems because a kid is not going to ride their bike if they're not comfortable, and the parents for sure aren't going to let them ride if it's not safe. Everybody needs these spaces to learn, to feel comfortable, and to feel like they can get into cycling and do more of it. So today and all week is a moment when we can all take some collective action. The League and WABA are asking for 3 ways for you to participate. One is to ride your bike. I think that you can all do that. Join a local group ride that you've been meaning to get into, so check them out or just go cruise your favorite trail. And then you can do number 2, which is post on social media. Use the hashtag America's Bike Lane and Bike Lanes Save Lives and tag Bike League, WABA, and us, All Bodies on Bikes. And then the third one, which you might feel tired of doing if you are doing lots of civic engagement right now, and if you're paying attention at all in the world, there's a lot to be writing your congressperson about. But Bike League has a form up on their website that makes it very simple for you to customize a message and let them know that you think that the 15th Street bike lane should stay and that they should support local infrastructure too. Point out what your favorite infrastructure is in your city. Let them know how much more it helps you ride. Give them a story that they can hang on to when this comes up in Congress again. So that is what I had to say today. There is one thing I wanted to end on. There's one final page. It's not the exact last page, but it is the page that sums all of this up. So I'm going to read it. And Marley, I'm really sorry if I'm giving it all away. But at the end of the book is about Maisie and her sister Zoe. Maisie is a slow rider and Zoe is a fast rider. As we rode, Zoe said to me, "Maisie, you're the best bike rider I know." "Why?" I asked. "Because I go so slow?" "No," she said. "It's because you make room for everyone." Make sure that Congress understands that everyone should be welcome in the bike lane and on the roads. Thanks for listening. We'll see you, me and Marley both, along with our special guest, Sam Balto from Bike Bus World, next week. Bye.